bodybuilders on the circuit until one of them ended up in a body bag, the other facing a murder charge. Diane Diamond has the story of the pumped-up princess who was charged with killing Mr. California.
See these biceps? I can curl 120 pounds for 10 reps. So just think what I can do to your neck.
Bodybuilder Sally McNeil may be only 5'3" and 155 pounds, but Sally is no weakling.
Do you know how strong I am?
Here she is on stage with her husband, Mr. California, flexing and flaunting in front of an impressed audience. But police say instead of pumping iron, Sally was pumping bullets. They say she shot and killed her bodybuilder husband in a jealous rage.
The defendant shot an unarmed man with a shotgun, and then she reloaded and shot him again.
Sally and Ray Mcniel met and fell in love when they were both Marines stationed at this camp near San Diego. 3 months later, they tied the knot.
Whenever she did something that she thought was worth something to her, she would run over and tell him. It was like watching a 16-year-old in love.
Sally and Ray were obsessed with their bodies. They spent hours at the gym lifting, curling, and pressing weights. The intense workouts paid off. They began competing professionally, and Ray even won the title Mr. California. They became celebrities of sorts, and Mr. California even had a bit part in this commercial with Jason Alexander and Lloyd Bridges. And Sally starred in wrestling videos like this one, shot 3 days before the murder.
How strong do you think I am? You want to find out?
But friends say having 2 star bodybuilders under one roof wasn't always easy.
It's hard when you're losing weight. It's hard when you're not eating as much. So you have the stress from dieting, and plus if you're a bodybuilder, you have the stress from knowing that you have to look a certain way when you get on that stage.
Police say the couple's relationship was clouded by a history of violence, and according to those who knew the couple, Sally had a jealous streak.
She wanted to know where he is, who he's with, you know, and she's told me different stories of getting into verbal confrontations with women that were, you know, obviously trying to do more than just talk to Ray.
According to police reports, officers were called out to the McNeil apartment on more than one occasion for domestic violence.
She called us to find out how she can get Ray off the property.
Sally filed a temporary restraining order against her husband in 1990. She claimed he punched her and threw her around. But it wasn't long before Sally wanted Ray back.
They had a bond. You know, they've been married for over 7 years, and it appeared to me that they were close.
Then last Valentine's Day, the violence turned deadly. According to police, Ray came home late that evening. Sally questioned him as to his whereabouts. They began to fight, and Ray allegedly struck Sally and grabbed her by the throat. That's when police say she took a loaded shotgun and fired 2 fatal shots.
She said, Jennifer, we were fighting, and he was trying to choke me out. And she said, I fired the first shot to scare him. And she said, after I fired the first shot, he was still coming at me, so I shot him again.
Mr. California's brawny bride claims she shot her husband in self-defense after years of suffering abuse. But the district attorney sees it differently.
The defendant shot an unarmed man with a shotgun, and then she reloaded while he was down on the ground, or at least not in an erect position, and shot him again.
Police said steroids were found in the McNeil's apartment after the slaying, and Sally admitted that she and her husband used the drugs to enhance their bodybuilding. Steroids can cause violent behavior, and now police are looking into that angle. Now this woman with a body of steel has been reduced to a weak and weeping emotional wreck as she awaits her fate in a Southern California courtroom.
Sally McNeil is scheduled for a preliminary hearing next week to face a charge of murder.